All right, let's roll. So, let's see. I'm going to give Zach his screen back here. This is me, and I think we are ready to roll. All right. So, let's just recap, make sure that we're on the right page of what we're doing today, of where we were. So we wrote this simple interest calculator, a nice little program, and we decided to modify it so that we would ask the user if they wanted to run it again. And we would allow them to keep on running it until they didn't want to anymore. And we said that if we asked them, do you want to compute another, we're going to ask them to enter a y or an n. So the way that we did it is we created this variable called do again, and it's a string variable, and we automatically set it equal to y, which means that they automatically from the start they want to do a run through of the calculator. This is the while loop. It's similar to the while loop that we learned in Alice, where it's going to loop everything that's in this block of code from on my program, line 31 all the way down to line 51. It's going to repeat those instructions as long as this is true. And that is that do again is equal to y. That's what we said. And as soon as it does not equal y in any form, then the program skips over all of everything in the block of code and it moves on to the next line of code. That's what it does. Now our problem right now is in my line 49 here, we have not used the scanner to get their response. So your program should not work right now because we didn't get the user's input. We didn't get their answer. So that's what we're going to do right now. So right here where we said ask the user if they want to do another round, my variable was do again. So I'm going to say do again is equal to, and then we're going to get the input from the keyboard. So I'm using scanner 1 for my strings, and I say dot next line. Now their answer to this question, y or n or whatever they type in, gets typed in right here. So do again is this variable. Remember, it's the shoebox, okay, right here. The shoebox inside here is the answer to if they want to do it again. If I look in there, I can see their answer. Huh? They want to do it again? So let's go run the program and see if it actually works. So welcome to the interest calculator. My name, and I'm just going to throw in random numbers here because I know it actually works. And it says the amount of interest you earn here. Do you want to compute another? I'm going to type in y. And would you look at that? It says enter the amount of the principal. And then I can enter numbers. And it tells me what it is. Do you want to compute another? I'm going to type in no. And the program ends. Yes?
Okay, is there any way, so the cursor, it's always like at the front. Is there any way to move the cursor?
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up. I know that if you just start typing, it
pops over, but it's just like...
I know, it's annoying.
It just bothers me.
Yeah, I totally get that. I'm going to look to see if there's an option for that, but I haven't done that. Now, I don't know. I'm not really sure if the program actually ends here. You know, I know that it just stops. So I don't really know if I'm out of that loop. So what I'm going to do is put a closing statement to our program. So it says, thanks, thanks and come again, something along those lines. So what on my program, where would I put the statement where I said, thank you, and come again? Patrick, just to be aware, we don't do chemistry in computer science class, especially when we haven't taken CS1. I have extremely high expectations for this class, and you don't do other things like that, nor do you play games or anything like that. Okay? You want to do that, then go to chemistry class. Okay, I need your help here. I don't know what line to put the instruction that says, hey, thanks and have a great day. Should I put it underneath where the scanners are closed? Okay, that would work. But normally, and this is something that you wouldn't know, normally closing of the scanners would be one of the last things that you do. So when do I actually leave the loop? Which line is the actual out? I'm now beyond, I'm out of the loop. 53. 53 is the moment that I'm actually outside of the loop, because the curly brace, this right here, is the end of the block of code that's being repeated. Okay? So if I look up here, if I say, hey, what's being repeated? Look at this. From this curly brace to this curly brace, that's what's being repeated. So right after that, I'm going to say end the program. So I can say something like, and thanks, and have a great day, or whatever. Now I'll know for sure whether or not I actually exit the loop. So I'm going to run this again. And let's see if it works. And I'm going to say no right away. And it'll say thanks and have a great day. Now I know for sure that I have exited the loop and I had moved on to the next statement. Does that make sense? I just needed some way to verify that so I know the before and the after. Now, a common mistake that people will make is they don't know where to begin the loop and where to end the loop. So I'm going to show you a mistake. Don't copy this, just watch. If I actually copy this right here, I'm actually going to cut this. Don't do this, just watch. I'm going to do a Control X, and I'm going to put a Control V right here. And then I'm going to shift this stuff over. Okay. Can you predict what the program is going to look like when I run it? It's going to do the entire thing. See, so because the loop, everything that's in the block of code here is going to run. When I say run, yeah, it asks me for my name, and then numbers, and numbers, and numbers. And then I say, yeah, I want to run it again. And then it says, welcome to the interest calculator, enter your name, and so on. You see that? So this is not a good way to do the loop, because we don't want to loop everything. We just want to loop the things that are appropriate, because that would be annoying for the user, because it's all about the user. That's that. All right, let me show you a cool little feature here. There's another method. Like, what if the person said, What if the person typed in an uppercase Y? Okay, would the program repeat? No, we learned that in ASCII codes in CS1 that an uppercase and a lowercase y have a different number, which means they're not the same character. Okay, so to show you the first way that you can handle that, we're going to introduce an OR statement. And the OR statement is the two vertical lines. Two vertical lines are just below the backspace. You have to press shift. And I'm going to show you the proper way to do this. We can say if do again is equal to a lowercase y, or, that's how you read this, or do again dot equals an uppercase y, then we're going to continue. This is the correct way to do it. This is one comparison, and this is another. So if do again is equal to this one, or it's equal to this one, then we're going to repeat. Run your program again and enter an uppercase Y and see if it works. Did it work? Okay, so if you want to have multiple conditions, you can use an OR statement. There's also the AND statement, but we're gonna hit that in a little bit. Okay, I think this is good enough for this one. I want to propose a new program. So let's create a brand new program. Let me explain what it's supposed to do first, and then we'll create it. So I want to make a program that simulates a login on the into a system, okay? And actually, I think what we'll do is we'll add to this program. Here's the deal. I want to make a program so that we force the person to enter the correct login. And if they don't get it right, they don't get to run the interest calculator. Okay? It's only if they enter it properly do they get to do the interest calculator. Okay? So if you can imagine the screen's going to look something like this. It's going to say, hello, blah, 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 and we'll say enter, let's make it a password. Okay? Enter the password. So they enter a password. If they get it wrong, it says that's something like wrong, enter, and then we'll say enter password. Okay? And this is going to go on and on and on until they get it right. For now, we're going to give them an infinite number of tries. And then as soon as they get it, then we can say, welcome to the interest calculator. Yeah.
So you can put a max on the number of times it loops?
With a multiple condition. And that's actually going to be one of your assignments, is to figure out how to do that. Okay? So, let's go ahead and see how to do that. So, as I look at my program, I have to decide where am I going to put this thing right here? Where should I put it? Somewhere before. It depends if you want to put welcome to interest calculator before or after. I don't know. What do you think? So do you want to display this first? Okay. So we'll say welcome to interest calculator. Before you can proceed, you must enter the password. Okay, let's do that. So you can put whatever wording you want. I'm going to say before proceeding, you must enter the correct password. So we're going to say then we need to create a variable that's going to store their response. Okay? So what kind of data type should the password be? String. Should be a string. So we're going to create a string variable. And what should we call the variable? Password is a good one. And how do we get the password from the user? Scanner 1 or whatever you're using for your scanner. And next line. Now pay attention to the problem solving as we do this. Maybe we should probably put a prompt here. I'm going to fix that. A prompt that says enter password with a print statement. That way we are actually prompting them just like I've got here. Okay. So they enter it, and if you were to run your program right now, they could enter anything that they want to, and they would be allowed to go. Okay? If you ran your program right now, they could enter whatever they wanted to. What we want to do is prevent them from going on to what would be my line 29. Prevent them from doing that until they get the correct password. Okay? I need a suggestion from somebody. What do you think we should put in here? An if statement? So if I put an if statement, because we learned a little bit about the if I say if the password is equal to, okay, don't copy this down, but just watch. What I can say is this: if the password dot equals, and then I can make something. I'll say Hello Kitty. So if it's equal to that, that means that they are correct. Now don't type this in. Okay? And then else, this would be incorrect. Okay? And what would go inside of here? Now, although this seems like a really good idea, does it match this? No, it doesn't. Why not? Yeah.
Because it doesn't loop back to the start.
Right. How many choices? How many possible chances do they get?
One.
They get one. Because it's an if statement. If it was good, we could move on. If it wasn't, bam, they don't get to go. Okay. So, what we need is some way to compare over and over again for every single time that they enter it. What could we use? What could we use? A way to like repeat an instruction and allow them to do something over and over again. A loop, okay? Do we know of any kind of loops? I believe we know this thing called the while loop. Okay?
Are there different kinds of loops?
Yeah. There's a for loop too, and there's a do while. There's different
Oh,
kinds.
yeah. Oh, good.
So watch what we're gonna say here. We're gonna say while the password equals, and then I'm gonna put in my thing here. I'm just gonna say hello rather than Hello Kitty. Is that us already?
Yeah, that's homeroom.
Dang it, this class goes way too fast. All right, save what you got, and we're gonna finish this tomorrow. Remember, the first 2 weeks of this, I'm gonna be showing you lots of different tools.